Hello and welcome to Master the Idiom. Today, we're going to supercharge your English by digging into 4 fantastic phrases that'll help you sound way more natural and confident. You ready to jump in? Let's do this.
That's the goal for so many of us, right? Well, the secret to that is often idioms. You know, those colorful expressions that give your speech some real personality? They're really the bridge from just knowing English to actually feeling it.
First up, let's talk about how to express effort. Getting good at anything, especially a language, takes a ton of dedication, and these next 2 idioms are absolutely perfect for describing all that hard work.
So you might think these 2 phrases are kind of the same, but there's a really key difference. Burning the midnight oil is all about when you work. We're talking late into the night. On the other hand, busy as a bee is about the intensity of your work, just being constantly, productively active. Let's break them down.
Right, so the crucial thing here is the time. If you're up late, pushing through the night, sacrificing sleep to hit your goals, well, this is the perfect phrase for you. It just paints this perfect picture of a single lamp glowing while everyone else is asleep.
Okay, let's get the pronunciation right on this one. I'll say it nice and slow, and you can follow the guide on the screen. Ready? Burn the midnight oil. Let's try it again, a bit more naturally. Burn the midnight oil. You got it.
And here's a perfect example of how to use it. See how it connects that hard work directly to a really specific goal? Acing the IELTS exam? It's super relatable. Let's practice the whole sentence. Listen close. I often burn the midnight oil to improve my English for the IELTS exam.
And this phrase is so versatile. You could be burning the midnight oil to research a really complex topic, or maybe to grow personally by reading spiritual books, or you might be preparing for a community event or studying hard to become a great leader. It's all about that late-night dedication.
Okay, let's move on to our next idiom. Just picture a bee, right? It's always moving, flitting from flower to flower, never really stopping. That is the feeling here. It isn't just about being occupied, it's about being constantly and productively active.
Let's try saying this one together. Take a look at the guide. Busy as a bee. Did you notice how as a just flows together really smoothly? Let's try it again. Busy as a bee. Awesome job!
Now check out this fantastic example, especially if you're thinking about higher education. It perfectly describes that period of intense, focused work. And you'll see we've also got the Vietnamese translation on screen for a little extra clarity.
And look at the range on this one. You could be busy as a bee trying to balance English classes with IELTS prep or researching modern educational management. It could even be helping out with daily needs at the Focal Art House or learning local values while you're exploring a new place. It's all about that nonstop, productive energy.
So, you're working hard. That's great. But what's the mindset that powers all that effort? Well, our next section is all about that. It's about being willing to push your own limits.
This phrase is absolutely essential for anyone who's learning something new. Think about it. Real growth never happens when we're comfortable. It happens when we challenge ourselves to do things that are a little difficult, maybe even a little scary. That's where the magic happens.
Okay, this one's a little longer, so let's take it nice and slow. Step out of my comfort zone. Okay, now let's try it a bit more naturally all together. Step out of my comfort zone. Excellent.
Could there be a more perfect example for a language learner? I don't think so. Every single conversation you have with someone in a new language is a small act of stepping out of your comfort zone. And this shows that it's that very act that leads to real fluency.
And this can be for big life decisions, like deciding to study abroad or moving to a whole new country. But it also applies to our daily choices, like taking on a leadership role to inspire others, or even just living in a multicultural house. It's all about embracing that challenge.
All right, you've worked hard, you've pushed your boundaries, so now what? Now you need to be able to confidently share what you know. This next phrase is your secret weapon for sounding like you really know your stuff.
Okay, this phrase is so useful. It's a fantastic way to switch gears in a conversation and signal that you're about to share some specific knowledge or a strong opinion. Just remember the simple rule you see on the screen. Follow it with a noun or a verb that ends in ing.
Let's practice just the core phrase. Listen carefully. When it comes to. Now let's put it all together with a natural flow. When it comes to. Perfect.
Here's another perfect practical example.
It takes a big, broad topic, the IELTS exam, and narrows it down to a specific focus, writing skills. It just sounds so focused and confident. And again, we've got the translation on screen to help out.
And look how flexible this is. You can use it to share your thoughts on just about anything, from really complex academic subjects like educational management or leadership, to personal things like what it's like living in a multicultural house, or even just your morning routine.
All right, we have covered a lot of ground today, so let's put it all together. I want you to think of these 4 phrases as brand new, powerful tools that you've just added to your English communication toolkit.
Here's a quick summary for you. Use burn the midnight oil for those late-night work sessions. Go with busy as a bee for times of constant productive activity. Talk about stepping out of your comfort zone when you're taking on a new challenge. And use when it comes to introduce a topic like an expert. Go ahead and screenshot this slide. It's your new cheat sheet.
So to wrap this all up, I'm going to leave you with this question. I want you to think about your goals, your ambitions, your studies. What is so important to you that you're willing to burn the midnight oil for it this week? I really hope this explainer helps you express that journey. Thanks so much for joining me.